You can be amazing at what you do, but if you are not confident in it, if you're not able to consistently, powerfully, confidently show up and sell it, then it's just something that you're really great at doing, but you're not using it to create the lifestyle that you want, to elevate your business, and to create the impact that you and I know that you're here to make, sis. So in this video, I'm going to break down 3 tips to help you shift your mindset and break through that imposter energy, those fears that are coming up around you showing up and selling and speaking to your next level clients. If you want to shift your mindset so that you can attract your next level clients, higher paying clients, higher quality clients, higher caliber clients, clients who really want to value your work and who are willing to pay for it instead of wasting your time with people who will never value what you offer, who will never pay you, who will continue to look for discounts, who will keep looking for your free stuff. If you want to keep wasting your time with that, this video might not be for you. But if you're like, listen, I want to call in clients that I love, but I also want to call in clients who value my work. And I know that it also starts with me elevating my mindset and my confidence around attracting those next level clients, then let's go ahead and get into these 3 tips. So these mindset hacks for female entrepreneurs and just women in business who want to beat and overcome and break through any imposter syndrome, any type of fear around next level clients really come from, for me, oh my goodness, over 8 years being full-time in my business, I've worked with over 2,000 women entrepreneurs, so women in business. And it's not just a woman who is selling, a product necessarily, but it's women who are actually selling their thought leadership, their expertise, their genius. And what I often find with that is it can be intangible. And what that means is it's not physical. Like I can't physically, pick up this phone and say, hey, this is what I'm selling to you necessarily. Some of you may have products in that case, but a lot of times for the women that I work with as, women with expert businesses, I want to be respectful of some of my clients, confidentiality. So I'm going to just talk about experiences from several women that I've worked with. The first mindset hack that I want to share with you is this: stop putting your next level clients on a pedestal. I have had several clients who've come in to work with me who have incredible offers. Like the work that they do is beyond powerful. It is amazing and they are amazing at it. But when they come in to work with me, like, here, I want to get my messaging to call on my next level clients. Great. We're going to do the messaging strategy. We're going to incorporate sales strategy. What's that sales messaging language, right, that we need? How do we communicate and convey the value? But then there's mindset stuff that starts to come in, though. Here's what I often find happens. We are putting our next level clients on this pedestal. And what I mean by that is you are looking at your next level client as if they're better and bigger than you. And so it's like, little old me, I want to get you as a client. How do I be that worthy? Okay. And it's like you start to belittle your accomplishments, your achievements, what you bring to the table, how you can help them. And so the first thing I want you to do is stop putting your next level clients on a pedestal, okay? I want you to think about your next level higher paying clients as just another human being that you get to help. They are amazing and incredible at whatever they are amazing and incredible at. But you, my love, are also amazing and incredible at the thing that you help with. I have a fun story for you. Actually, I remember signing my very first 2 7-figure clients. So what I mean by that is these were clients who were already making 7 figures, had already, generated 7 figures, so $1 million plus in their business. And this was years ago. And I had not hit 7 figures in my business, in total. And I was like, did you mean to hire me? And I can remember both of them saying this to me. They said, Kiara, you are amazing at messaging. When you talk about your work, I can feel your passion. I can feel your heart. It made me want to pay you. And I didn't even need to talk to you, right? Because, I closed a lot of sales in the DMs, or most women are like, here, I want to work with you. Where do I do that at, etc. My content literally speaks to you and sells you in, right? And so these women say, Kira, I want that. I want that strategically for myself, but I also want that energetically for myself. And so what I oftentimes found was that a lot of women, fast forward, right? Because this was like the first year or 2 in my business when I signed those, 2 women, and I had that realization. So then I started realizing from my other clients that were coming in, they were having the same thing. They were thinking that like, oh no, am I worthy of this type of client? Am I enough for this type of client? And so what I want you to do is I'll give you a little exercise. I want you to redefine this higher level client, because I feel like maybe sometimes the word higher makes you think they're bigger, they're better, all the things. They're higher than me, I'm lower than them. So I want you to, instead of having the word higher be intimidating, okay, so that you can stop feeling intimidated by these clients, Stop feeling intimidated by the expectations that, oh my God, if I charge this much, they're going to expect this of me. They're going to want me to work this much. They're going to want me to include this and that. What's happening is that it's creating fear that you can't meet their expectations, their requirements. You are afraid of not living up to whatever it is that they think that you should be offering and delivering to them and all that. As a high impact woman and a woman of integrity, right? I call in high impact women and women of integrity. What that means is we honor our word. If I say this is what I'm going to, offer, and this is what I'm going to give to you and I'm going to deliver, we honor that. And so I have so many clients who say, here, I'm afraid to make promises. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to lie. I don't want to do this. And so here's two things I want you to do. Number one, I want you to, first of all, look at that client as another human being who you get to use your expertise to help them get better in whatever it is their zone, right? So I'm using my expertise in messaging to help other women who are incredible at other things that they do. That's how you have to look at it. And so with that being said, I want you to actually redefine this higher level client, next level client, higher caliber, higher quality, all those terms. You redefine those clients, right, as aligned clients who are ready to simply show up at a higher level for themselves. They're ready to simply invest at a higher level for themselves. They're ready for a higher quality experience for themselves. They want higher levels of support for themselves. They want higher access of support for themselves. So they're willing to make a higher investment. So instead of putting that word higher attached to their persona, their ego, their pride, their character, and them not being a nice person or something like that, they're going to be a headache client, they're going to be mean, they're going to be this, they're going to badmouth me, all the things. Instead of that, put the word higher in the areas of the characteristics of your clients that do feel good, which is like, oh, they are willing to make a higher payment. They're willing to invest more in themselves. They're willing to put a higher level of time, or I should say commit a higher level of time or resources, or, they're ready to have a higher mindset, or they already have a higher mindset about showing up for themselves and investing in themselves. And they're looking to me, and I feel so grateful for that. I feel honored. I feel amazing at that, right? They are looking to have a higher level of trust. They're looking for a higher level of support or access, or they're going to show up and execute at a higher level. So basically putting that word higher on these other levels of characteristics, which, by the way, a messaging trick, y'all, you can put that type of language in your messaging. Hey, this program is for women who are ready to show up at a higher level for themselves, for women who are ready to have a higher level of support, a higher level of transformation, et cetera, et cetera. You can put that language, right? Those are pre-qualifiers. I'm always telling y'all, your messaging should be pre-qualifying and pre-selling for you. So go see, I have, tons of videos. I have a whole client content to client playlist and series, that you can kind of dive into. First and foremost here, we're going to not put next level clients on a pedestal. They're not better than you. They're not higher than you. They're not, on this high pedestal where you are below them. And, you have to feel like, am I enough for them? Am I worthy of them? You're going to understand, wait a minute, they just want to show up at a higher level for themselves. And they're looking to me to help them do that. And wow, that is amazing. So don't feel pressure from that. Instead, what I do want you to do is I want you to get really, really clear on, well, what are the expectations? What are the boundaries? What are all of those things that you are kind of like creating fear around? You're kind of projecting them. What if I can't meet the deadline like this? What if I can't meet their requirements like this? What if I can't meet their expectation like this? Sis, wait a second. Whose business is this? I thought this business was yours. Okay, cool. That was one of the big reasons for me as a business owner. I can remember not getting to pick my clients when I worked in corporate and I worked in sales. They were my clients. They were handed to me. I couldn't pick my team. That's who I worked with. So instead, this is my business. I get to decide who I take on. I get to say yes and I get to say no, right? And so I also get to determine, hey, within this service and this price point, here is what is included. And I get to outline that very clearly. Then I get to say, okay, within this service, here's what is included. This thing right here is not included in this package. And I can be very clear and very upfront. And it's not a big deal. As long as you're honoring with integrity, hey, here is what this service, program, course, blah, blah, blah includes. Here's what we're going to cover. I'm doing my part. And here's what I require of you. I need you to show up. I need you to come to calls. I need you to ask questions. I need you to do the work. I need you to do the worksheets, turn them in, come to our clinics, blah, blah, blah. So that's why even when I look at Money in the Message, my Inner Circle Mastermind, which if you want to apply and you want me to personally work with you and be your coach on your messaging strategy, sales strategy, as well as your mindset around showing up, selling, being visible, all that, you should go apply. You'll see the links below to apply to work with me, but I would love to work with you. Okay. So anyway, my point though is, you want to be very clear about what is included. And that's why when I look at something like my program, right, there are so many levels of support. There's some one-on-one, there is, you have private access to me, there is group calls, we have clinics, you can submit worksheets, you can submit content, you can submit messaging, I can look at it, I send you back a video with like, okay, hey, I would move this and tweak this, such and such. Like, there are personalized videos where I'm speaking directly to you. So I'm very clear with the level of support that's in that. And we have different levels of support, right? So that you have ways to be supported. And so as long as you make sure that your programs and your services and your offers clear on what is included, what it covers, how it's going to help the client, all that, you can be more confident in selling that offer. They're already reaching out to you for that. So they already see you as an expert in some way already. So let's let go of this, am I enough, all this type of stuff. Like, let's let go of that and be in your zone when it comes to, here is what I deliver to said client, which is actually going to take me to point number 2. You need to stop comparing yourself to others. Now, I have a whole video that I did, we'll pop it up, all about comparison. But really quick, what I just want to say about comparison is this. A lot of times you're looking at the way that other people in the industry do something, right? And you're thinking you have to live up to that. My love, you cannot sustain what is not sustainable. If something doesn't work for you, but it works for someone else, don't try to mimic it. Do it your way. Find your way to do stuff. When I was creating my programs over the last 5 years, I do not see a lot of programs that offer tailored, personalized support to clients. What I mean by that is I would see a lot of cookie cutter. You come in, you look at this thing, I say, oh yeah, that looks good, go put it out, right? But I really wouldn't see, I wasn't in a lot of programs, right? I would say 80% of the programs that I've done for myself, like me being a client in someone else's program where it was like coaching involved, it was very generic. I work best when stuff is tailored to me. So when I look at my clients and I look at messaging specifically, a lot of them have already worked with coaches before and have consultants and have done things before, right? But they're like, there's still something missing. And there's this level of personalization that's not there. So I had a lot of coaches tell me, Kira, for you to offer the level of support that you want to offer, you should charge 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000. Okay. And for me, I have had, 5-figure offers. Actually, I have a meeting with a client in a little bit who is a 5-figure client. So there's no issue that I have with that. But when I look at the bulk of women, I just was like, listen, you don't need to have to make a $10,000, $15,000 investment to get this type of support. Now, listen, boundaries, right? No, at this level of investment, maybe you don't have direct access to me where you can message me every single day for feedback. I have clients who do have that access. But for clients who do not desire to make that level of investment, okay, here is a way that you can have weekly access, whether it's on a group call or it's in our group clinic. Or if you are one of the VIP members in the Boss Plus level, then you do have that, one-on-one access. So basically just creating different levels of access so that people can decide, hey, I'm willing to invest this much to work with Caring to get the support. And then there's some people like, I'm willing to invest this much. And that's based off how they want to show up for themselves, right? But what I don't want you to do is compare, because a lot of times I would compare at first. I actually was like, okay, am I crazy? Am I not believing in myself? Am I just serving myself? All these types of things. And it was like, wait a minute. I am someone who thrives off of personalized feedback. And so just because the industry, one, completely takes out of one-on-one and personalized and this and that, just because they do that, I don't have to. And I also can find a way to allow myself to do it in a way that is sustainable, right? So we have a limit to the number of members that do have one-on-one access, because everybody in the program can't have it, because then that would be too much for me. So then you find ways to make a boundary. The ones who are willing to make the investment for having, the VIP support where they have one-on-one access, they will do that and they get that support. The ones who are like, listen, I just need group access, then they get that. And everybody gets exactly what we have agreed upon and within, the level of investment that they want to make. And I don't need to compare myself or my program the way that I did. It's like literally, y'all, I'm telling you, the first year or two, when I had this, like, okay, I want to do a group program, but I want to still offer some one-on-one. People were like, here, that's crazy. You don't do that. You either offer one-on-one or you either do group. Why are you trying to do both? And I would second guess myself so much. And I found myself not selling the offer as much. I remember one of my group programs making like $11,000. And it wasn't until I had this mindset shift that I am no longer going to compare myself and how I coach and the level of support I like to give, and other people telling me I need to, take that back. That's too much. That's this, that's that. And it would cause me in sales conversations to not feel as confident, right? And I was going back and forth with myself. But when I stopped going back and forth with myself and I allow myself to show up and to serve the way that I feel best, the way that I am able to really thrive, then I was able to blossom. I remember taking that same program. I made $11,000 when I first put it out. I actually remember making over six figures from that exact program, right? Because I started to hone in, on what this program really is about. So that's having clarity on your messaging, but also being really, really confident in the way that I wanted to deliver it. And I'm also open to that expanding and evolving. Who you are today is going to be different than who you are in 5 years and 10 years. When I become a mom, that might look different. When I become a mom of two, that might look different, right? Like, even if you're not a mom, maybe if you're taking care of elderly parents, like based off your lifestyle, you're going to have to make shifts in your offers anyway. So honor what feels right for you right now. Stop comparing yourself to others, because that comparison is causing you to waste time. You're wasting time in making a decision. You're wasting time in believing in the decision that you made, but staying committed to it and having the discipline to keep showing up for it. So I have a whole video on comparison where I give you 5 tips to break through comparison. So you can go dive into that. But that's what I wanted to say in regards to comparison when it comes to next level clients. You're comparing yourself and how you serve to how other people serve, and that's causing you to fight with yourself. So now you're going back and forth. So you kind of show up, you kind of don't. You kind of are confident, you're kind of not. You're kind of consistent, you're kind of not, right? And we need, for these next level clients, the biggest thing I can say is that they need to see consistency. That helps them build trust. When you watch my videos every single week, that helps you build trust. You not only get to know me, but you build trust with me. So now you can trust, oh, so she's going to show up every week in our paid program, because this is how she shows up in a free platform where I don't have to make an investment. So of course she's going to be showing up in that weekly program. Of course she's going to be showing up to honor the things that she said that she was going to deliver. So that helps you build trust. That helps your next level clients see you as an authority. You are owning your expertise, but that helps them build that trust and making that investment into your offer. And my love, that helps you build trust too. Because now of course I'm going to show up for these boundaries and expectations and the things that I said I was going to include. Of course I'm showing up for that. Like, there's no question that I'm not going to not show up and do my part. Long as you show up and do your part, I'm showing up and doing my part. And we're meeting there to get you the transformation and make the progress that you are here to make. One other thing that I want you to do to help you stop that comparison is to create a brag board, okay? I always invite my clients to do this. This is where you keep track of your accomplishments, different awards that you have gotten, different recognition. Also include your personal story. What are key elements of your story that have led you to where you are right now? Your clients can relate to a lot of that. And speaking of your clients, make sure that you also keep all of your client wins. I call this your client love. All right. So these are testimonials. These are, text messages, DM messages, recordings of things that they've said to you, love notes that they have sent you, official testimonials and surveys, all of that is client love. You want to make sure that you keep that, because when you have those moments, because sis, we are human. And because we're women of impact, we truly care about the work that we do and creating impact for our clients. So because we care, we're going to have moments where we're like, okay, am I doing it enough? Is it good? Like, are they getting the results? Are they making progress? Because we care. Okay. Listen, this is going to be year 10 of my entrepreneur journey. I haven't stopped asking myself that. Do I ask myself that as much? No, but because I care, I am like, okay, how can we improve this? How can we do that? So make sure that you have some type of, whether it's physical or a digital folder, where you keep your client love in there. And I have a little trick for you, okay? If you are a member of Money in the Message, I want you to come get coaching this week, or if you're a VIP member, go ahead and DM me right now. Share with me 1 or 2 of your testimonials. I actually just did this with a client in our call last week, or maybe the week before last, but I was going through a couple of her testimonials, like 6 of them, and I was breaking down for her content. So we got handfuls of content ideas. She has some other language that she's going to be adding to, like her sales pages and things like that. But all of that comes from testimonials. So if you want me to show you literally in like 5 minutes how to take like your last testimonial or your best testimonial and turn it into content, turn it into messaging, turn it into language, so that it calls in more of those next level clients that you want, bring it to the call this week so that I can start coaching you on that. The next thing I want to talk about is this fear of rejection from next level clients. Kiara, I'm doing all of this to call in these clients, and what if they reject me? So first and foremost, I want to remind you that sometimes, most of the time, okay, when there is a no, it's either not now or it's not meant to be. And a lot of times we're trying to force something or someone, whether it's dating, whether it's clients, okay, we're trying to force some stuff to work that is not meant to work. So what I understand very deeply, and I am always inviting my clients to remember, is that an individual saying no to a particular service or offer that you have is, first of all, it's them saying no to themselves. They are not saying no to you. It's them saying no or not now to themselves. But the other thing is, we also have to understand, and whew, thank you for the blessings. I have had times where there was a no involved, okay, on either part, and I was like, thank you. I may not know right now. I may not know in 6 months. I may not know in a year, but I will find out why that thing was a no. And it doesn't have to be because that person, that client was a bad, horrible person, right? Sometimes we're just not a fit. It could be sometimes that person wanted to change gears. They wanted to shift their business and they were able to find someone in another industry, right, that was way better at helping them, whatever it was. And sometimes it's literally, this is not the person for me and I'm not the person for you. So we have to understand that who is for us is for us. And I know we hear that in a spiritual, aspect, especially too in a dating aspect, but y'all, I always tell my clients that to me, a lot of client attraction is very similar to dating actually, right? And we could talk about that. If you want me to do a video on that, let me know, okay? But it's true. And so I want you to remember who is for you is for you. Stop trying to force clients. Stop trying to force things to work when they just are not meant to work. Because your fear of rejection has you not showing up as powerfully or as consistently as we know that you could be. You're afraid to be rejected, so you rather not put yourself out there. Or you go on the other side. You're afraid to be rejected, so you like take on this massive people-pleasing energy and you start taking any and everybody, asking for any and every payment plan, accepting, below market value prices, below your value prices, all the things you're creating 3, 4, 10, 12 extra payment plans than the ones that you already had. So you're doing the most to make something work. And I want to say this, I've had clients where when I see a woman who's like, Kiara, I am so serious, I am committed, I've been watching your videos for the last week, or I've been watching your stuff for a year, whatever that time frame is. I discovered you an hour ago. I had a client tell me, I discovered you an hour ago and I have watched all of your stuff. I need to work with you. Here is what I have to make an investment. What do you have within that? Or, I know that I have a payment for this today and I'm going to have money at this date. Can I split this into 2 payments or whatever it is? So maybe they need a unique payment plan than what I traditionally would offer. But the energy that they're approaching the situation with helps me see their commitment. And I'm more willing to see how I can help them than someone who approaches the situation looking for an easy way out, a hand up, really not showing me what they're ready and they're committed to put into this, but asking me to do the commitment and provide all the things and give them all the access. That's a different level of energy of client. You have to remember that who is for you is for you. And sometimes those no's that you might get, they're actually saving you. Those no's, if they are like more frequent, we may need to sit down and assess, okay, why are we consistently hearing no about whatever it is? And that may be a time where now strategically we have to go into, okay, where is there lack of clarity in the messaging and who we're targeting and what we're talking about, all of those types of things. That is going to be a sign of like, okay, I am getting a bunch of no's consistently on this thing. But when it's like no's, here and there, every couple clients, something like that, like, in general, your thing sells, but there's some people who it's just not a fit for it, sis, go ahead and move on. And the other thing is sometimes when I see that no, it is a not now. I've had clients who come back 6 months later. I've had clients who come back a year later. I've had people say no to me one day and literally come back that same week. Like, okay, I figured it out. I have this thing where like, I don't stress anymore about people coming and being like, okay, I can't do it now. Like, I don't need to force you into my offer. I don't need to do any of that because I so trust who is for me is for me. And I hope that you can too. And the truth is, a part of that trust is into this bonus mindset hack that I'm going to give you. Y'all, we have to understand this. When you have next level clarity, you have next level confidence off the top. When you are super clear on your message and on who you are speaking to, who you are working with, who you are wanting to call in, who you best serve, and you can articulate that and not just articulate like saying, hey, here is who I serve. No, I'm talking about when you get on that microphone, when you turn on that video, when you go to hit record, when you get on the call, when you go to networking events, whatever it is, when you connect with that person, there is an emotional connection that happens. And that's why I'm always so excited to teach my clients my client intimacy messaging method. It allows you to do exactly what it says, to get intimate with your client. You have to be clear, because a lot of the issues that's happening with next level client stuff, your fear of rejection. You might be actually speaking to the wrong audience. So you're getting rejected by the people that need to be rejected you, because they're not your right people, but you need to speak to your right people. If you have fear of like, okay, is this going to be the right fit for me client? Are they going to have expectations like this and expectations like that? Your most aligned clients won't have that. They're going to see very clearly, here's what this person helps me do. Here's what they offer, all of those things. So they're going to be super, super clear, like, hey, I want to work with you. I want to move forward. How do I do that? Where do I give you my card? Where do I make my payment, please? That comes from you having deep clarity. So now I want to remind you to take this moment to really think about your next level client. I want you to get clear on what really are they going through? What really do they need to be hearing from you? What is it that you need to be talking about in your content? When you're showing up and being visible and sharing stories, what are they going to relate the most to? That's why I love sharing stories where I say, hey, I had a group program where I only made $11,000. And then let's say a year later, I made 6 figures from that program, because I understood what I needed to let go of from a strategic standpoint. And I also was able to make mindset shifts that I'm talking about right here in this video as well, so that I stopped comparing myself. I stopped doubting my offers. I stopped not trusting myself. So when it comes to trust, you not only have to trust who's for you, you also have to trust that your message, right? Your message is going to guide those that are meant for you to you as well. But you need to get super clear on what that message is, and not just energetically within you, right? That's the first part. You got to feel connected to the message, but then you need to understand strategically how to articulate that and put that on paper or on video or on posts or on social, on reels. Insert all the ways that you like to distribute content, right? You are distributing your messaging through those things. So I want to give you a couple things to think about to build that next level clarity as a bonus on this video. And by the way, I have a lot of clients who always say like, here, I don't know what I really want to talk about. It's too weird. It's too different. Are people really going to get it? No, it's safer for me to talk about this. You know, I might be out, too outside the box. People might think I'm weird. No. Sis, when you understand how deeply your aligned clients are connected to you, the stories that you've gone through, they can relate to. There is a woman right now watching right now. It probably is you, sis. Maybe your numbers aren't the same. Maybe you're like, okay, I don't remember $11,000 offer versus like when I made 6 figures. Maybe I don't have that exact number, but maybe you had an offer that was $500, and then you remember making some tweaks and building your mindset, building your confidence, and then you got a $2,000 client. Or maybe you remember charging $100 for something, and now you remember charging $1,000. I remember one of my clients, Mary, when she first came in working with me, she was charging less than $50 for her services. She had a $5,000 month by charging multiple 4 figures for her offer. So that's like $2,000, $3,000 offers. I want you to be in a space where you are trusting and believing in the message that you're meant to put out, and trust that who it's for, it will reach. You are enough for them, and guess what, sis? They are looking for you. And so with that being said, what you going to say to them? How you going to talk to them? How you going to communicate to them? How are you going to let them know that you have exactly what it is that they need, that could help them make 1 step forward, that could help them make 10 steps forward? How are you going to let them know that? That's what your messaging is. That's what your content does. That's what you being visible is. And your messaging goes into all of those. Every part of your marketing, your sales, your visibility efforts, your content, every part of it, messaging goes into it. So what are you going to do right now to get super clear, next level clarity for your next level client? Let me know in the comments below this video what's coming up for you from a mindset standpoint when it comes to calling in next level clients. What's coming up from a comparison and imposter, syndrome standpoint, but also if there's something else coming up, because I might just make a whole video on it. This is a big, big conversation that we need to be having, and it's way beyond a 20, 30-minute video. It's something that I'm talking about every single day inside of our program, on our calls, and I want to see how I can support you on that too. So let me know in the comments what else is coming up. And by the way, let's just do a quick recap. So first and foremost, we got stop putting next level clients on a pedestal. That's causing you to feel like you are not capable, worthy enough to be able to support them. And that is so not the case. So let's take them off of a pedestal and let's see your value that you deliver to them for what it is, and see the benefit that it's going to give to them no matter wherever they are in their life and in their journey. Okay, 2, I want you to stop comparing yourself. You have amazing genius, expertise, experience, knowledge, skills that you can help your clients with. Show up and shine in that. Other people do amazing things, but that does not take away from the value of what you offer and what you deliver. So you're going to have to own that and trust, number three, that who is for you is for you. Sometimes rejection that we see is actually a stepping stone and a space that we need to be grateful for, because it's actually saving us from situations or clients or just things that we don't necessarily need, that we don't know right now. Okay. So understand though, number four, our bonus, step into next level client clarity. You need to be super clear on this next level client that you're desiring, on who they are on a deeper level. Go deeper than the surface. And I'm always inviting you to my client intimacy messaging method. Now, if you want to dive deeper into elevating your next level messaging and the client clarity, go ahead and grab my free messaging workbook. That link is in the description below. But if you're someone who's like, here, I don't want to wait and go through it by myself, I want to do it with you, then you want to hit the link to apply to work with me, and we will send you a breakdown of all the options for us to work together, whether you want me to do the messaging for you, sis, or if you want to do it together. You will see all those options that we'll send back based off of your responses in the application. Oh, one more thing. Every now and then, I run a program called Money Making Messaging Bootcamp. It's an experience for women. It's only a couple days long, but it allows you to dive into some initial elements of your next level message. Now, of course, I don't go through every single thing that we teach inside of Money in the Message, but it will give you like a start, to it. I don't run this very often, and I don't know when the next time that the live one is opening yet. We're still planning it out. But if you want to join the wait list so that you can be one of the first to know when it does go live, then you can certainly hit a link below. You will see the waitlist option there, and then you'll get an email with the details of the next one. Now, if you're someone who's like, Kiara, I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait for the boot camp. I don't want to wait to go through this workbook by myself. I want to do this now, which is really where you need to be. If you are a woman who is serious about monetizing your message and what you know and what you're good at and making more money, but also creating more impact now, not later, then you really need to go to apply to work with me. That's really it. But there are some other ways that I can support you. So go grab the free workbook or join the waitlist for the upcoming event. And until next time, make sure that you share this video with a biz bestie, a mastermind sister, or an accountability buddy who you know needs to amp up her mindset and her confidence around attracting next level clients and let go of this imposter energy, comparison, all the things. All right, y'all, I will see you in the next video, and I'm sending you lots of love, shine, and success in life, business, and everything in between. Bye, y'all.